When life is going bad, we ask ourselves a million questions about why this could be, what we did wrong, what someone else did wrong, why does this happen to us, and why does the universe punish us with these unbelievably bad circumstances. We search for answers to our sometimes miserable situation. But when life's going great and everything feels smooth and easy, we don't really do that. And this is strange, I believe, because when we look for answers to improve our situation, one good place to start would be to know what circumstances we were in the last time we were in a good situation. And so I believe that if life is going very good for you right now, and if things happen the way you want them to happen, if your relationships are great, if things are developing for you professionally or in your athletic pursuits or in any way, shape or form, try asking yourself, why are things so good? And if things are not going good right now, then maybe ask yourself, the last time things were going really well for me, what were the circumstances I was in? What were the people, who were the people I was around? And why, what made this situation, the last time it happened, what made this so good? I believe this is very important because we pay attention to the bad things more than we do to the good things. And yes, you can learn from bad situations because you feel like what's lacking, but that doesn't mean you know what you're looking for. And if you pay attention to your circumstances and to your outer and inner world when things are going great, then you know what to look for next time. At the moment, and over the past couple of months, I've noticed that my life is pretty good. I've been feeling good. Um, I've I haven't had lots of ups and downs. It has been pretty consistently just a high vibe. And part of that is because I was traveling, I was having lots of fun. But I think part of that was also because I was working on something that I found meaningful. I was I had something that I could look forward to, and I was around people, or I was in contact with people who gave me energy, who gave me meaning. And this is a very good observation for me because that gives me a goal or circumstances to strive towards the next time I'm feeling a bit low. In general, in a broader context, paying attention to what makes you feel alive is so crucial, is so important, I believe. I started doing that the first time, I think maybe 3 or 4 years ago, that I continually try to ask myself, in what situations is my attention most focused? Where do I feel most in flow? Where do I feel most alive? Which situations give me the most meaning? And I noticed after I was invited to host like a roundtable discussion at my local church that being involved in conversations with other people and speaking to them and teaching them about things that I'm passionate about is one of the things where I feel most in focus, where I like the person I am the most, and that gives me the most meaning. And this was an incredible observation for me because I now knew a setting or a pursuit that I could go back to and that I could pursue in order to find flow and meaning in my life. And this is, for me, was very powerful. I managed to do the same thing when it comes to my mental health and to my mental well-being. I noticed that every time I was feeling depressed or I was feeling anxious or I was feeling unmotivated, one of four things could fix it. Moving, working out, going outside, speaking to another person about it, or writing my thoughts down. Journaling, working out, speaking, and going outside and getting fresh air. Any of these things, ideally a combination of all of them, immediately put me in a better state. But I only had this realization because I reflected on what made me feel good when I was feeling good. I didn't have this realization when I was in a negative state of mind. I had it because I paid attention to what made me be in a positive state of mind. And now, whenever I feel down and I feel low, I have this toolkit of 4 different things that I can do, that I can employ in order to reverse that and to get me out of this. And I think both with the observation of what pursuits give me the most meaning, and with the observation of the toolbox that puts me in a positive state of mind, the important thing connecting the two is that both times it's an external thing that creates a positive internal state. There's this idea from George Mack, a brilliant writer who wrote one of my favorite essays that I've read this year. I think probably the best thing I've read this year. I'll link it down below. And he has this idea that fixing hardware is always easier than fixing software. So, and I think I can apply this to the realization I had, although I had my own realization before. When you're feeling low, it is easier to go for a run, talk to someone, write down your thoughts, go outside in order to change your mental internal state than it is to kind of do jujitsu in your head and convince yourself that what you're feeling is actually good or something like that. It's easier to change your external circumstances that then create beneficial outcomes in your life that put you in a good internal state and align your internal state than it is to fix your internal state by just ruminating and trying to fix it with thoughts alone. Action in the outside world is, for me, a much more powerful tool for mental health and mental fitness than trying to fixing the way you think. And I think for me and for many other people, this insight, this realization can be very powerful because it gives you a tangible path to get out from a rut in the short term and move towards a pursuit or a project that fulfills you in the long term. But in order to do that, you have to realize and you have to reflect and you have to notice what brings you meaning in your life. And if your life is good, you have to notice what makes it so, good. And it's not easy. I get that. When times are good, then you just want to enjoy this, and you're in this flow, and life feels like you're riding this wave, and it's amazing. At this moment, I am filming a documentary in Nepal with one of my best friends. I've been looking forward to this for like half a year now, and I'm in one of these stages where like everything is awesome. Every mountain I see is awesome. Every time I smell the smoke from an open fire, it's awesome. And you just ride that wave, right? But asking yourself, what makes my life so good right now? What makes this phase so good? What makes me feel so good? Allows you to then take these insights and apply them to other areas of life or to your own life in the same area, but just later. And then, crucially, you know what to look for. You know what to build towards, not only what to run from. So, if your life is going not so good right now, and if you're struggling, a question you might want to ask yourself is, the last time my life was good and I felt fulfilled and I had meaning in my life, why was that? Why did I feel good? What were the circumstances, the external circumstances that made this so good? And what am I lacking from that right now? And how can I move towards that in order to recreate the circumstances that last time made me feel alive, made me feel positive, made me feel good? I hope this helps. This is Courageously Curious, my show where I talk about things that that I am curious about and try to learn more about them, rephrase them, and hopefully teach you a bit about them. Thank you. Greetings from Nepal, and I'll see you next week.